Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Again, today, like I have mentioned to a few of you guys already, today I was actually going to be speaking about the characteristics of an oilier skin. But before I jump into that, I just want to reiterate that we are all born with our skin type. Our ethnicity and our genetics play a role in determining what kind of skin we're going to have. But like with everything, again, our skin does change. It does become drier over time because the amount of lipids and oils being produced has been slowed down significantly as we age. So I just wanted to get that out of the way so you can understand how is it that we get the skin that we have. Now, an oily skin is usually characterized by the excess oil or sebum that is being produced on our skin, and the size of the pores are a lot larger than another skin type. Okay, and so because the size of the pores is larger, it does tend to contain more oil. So if the pore size is larger over most of your face, and usually you can see the largest pores would be in this area right around here. So that's where you can usually see the most pores. At least on my skin, that's usually where they are the largest. Now because the skin has larger pores, again, it is more it indicates that pretty much you have an oily skin. Okay, so now usually with an oily skin, it requires a lot more cleansing and exfoliating than any other skins. And also, oily skins are more prone to breakouts and blemishes because the follicles or the pores get clogged with this extra oil that our skin is producing. And then also you have the dead skin cells that build up. So naturally our skin cells would be able to slough off on their own, and also you facilitate it, you know, as you exfoliate a few times throughout the week. But normally on a normal skin type, they tend to shed off normally or on a normal level. But because we have all this extra oil, this oil is acting as a glue to really overwhelm these skin cells that are trying to shed off but cannot, because again they're being overwhelmed by this oil. So it's acting like a cement, so it's not letting it slough off on its own. And so because of this excess oil and dead skin cell buildup on our skin tends to appear or look shiny. It looks thick and it looks firm. And with the skin, again, blackheads and pimples are usually more common. Now, what controls these overactive oil glands is actually the male hormone, which is the androgen, and it's spelled ANDROGEN. So these overactive oil glands are being controlled by this male hormone, and I believe it's safe to say that also this male hormone is responsible for the acneic skins, because again, you get acne when you have all this dead skin cell buildup, clogged pores, and bacteria. And so again, it looks, you know, your skin looks thick, it looks shiny, it looks greasy. Even when you touch it, it feels oily. It looks neglected. It looks dirty. Although you take a shower and you wash your face or whatnot, it just always looks that way. So that's a definite indication that you, my friend, have oily skin. So the pores also look enlarged, and I just wanted to say really quickly that once the pores become enlarged, they stretch out because of all this extra oil that is trapped in the follicle, and they never go back to its normal size. They just always stay stretched out. They always look big, and because of that, you have to make sure that you're exfoliating more regularly to try to keep all the bacteria and dead cells from entering these pores and again clogging the pore with, you know, the excess oil and the dead skin cells. So because your oils tend to be enlarged and clogged, they also become aggravated by a dehydrated condition, because you cannot get any oxygen in there, you cannot get any water in there. It's just clogged. You see what I'm saying? So usually on an oily skin type, you will see the breakouts more often than not on the forehead area, and that's usually due to hair product. And also if you have a lot of people that have, not a lot, but some people that have oily skin also have oily hair. So you have to make sure that you're washing your hair a lot more frequently with a shampoo that's specifically made for an oilier hair types. And also they tend to break out on the chin area, and that is usually because of hormones, okay? But also, really quickly, I wanted to say that another another factor that plays a big role on oily skins, or that can exacerbate the oil secretion, is the hot and humid weather. Oh my gosh, summertime is just the worst for me, you know, because it's not just hot, but it's humid. Your face feels gross, it feels sticky. Oh, I can't stand it. What's happening is, again, the air is humid, the weather is hot, and the temperature in your body starts to rise up, your circulation starts going, and then your sebaceous oil glands start to produce a lot more oil throughout this whole process. Now, that can be an awesome thing for a normal to drier skin type, but when it comes to oily skins, oh my goodness, that is like the worst thing ever. So with us oily skin, especially during the hot weather months, we got to make sure that we're constantly blotting our skin. All right, you can use rice paper, you can use like the blotting sheets or regular tissue. You know, you don't even have to spend money on those blotting sheets. You can just use regular tissue and just don't rub your face, just blot it, you know, blot off all the excess oils. And if you feel like you need to touch up your powder, then do that after you've blotted. Don't put this powder on top of this oil. Even like the MAC blot powder, I used to use it, but I always made sure that I blotted my skin with a tissue before I put on that powder, because what happens, it just sits on your skin, it looks cakey, it looks unnatural, and it can actually make matters worse, and it can actually end up clogging your pores further and really making you break out. So you always want to make sure that you blot your skin throughout the day before you reapply any makeup. Now, you can also aggravate oily skin because usually, and I've done this before. You know, I've tried to get rid of the oil, but you don't want to get rid of the oil, because this oil that our skin produces is a protection, a natural protection that also helps us to age a lot slower. So if you're oily in your in your teens and 20s, then that means in your 30s and 40s, again, because our oil production decreases with age, we tend to age slower and more gracefully than a person who is a drier skin type in their earlier years. By the time they're in their 40s and 50s, they're gonna have more signs of aging than a person who's been oily most of their life. So that's good. You don't want to get rid of the oil, you want to control it. So people tend to want to dry it up by using astringents and toners, by over scrubbing your skin, and by using really harsh cleansers. And what you're doing, you're actually stripping your skin off its natural oils, and you're irritated. You're irritating your skin, and what you're doing is your body's natural protection mechanism starts to produce additional oil to try to compensate for the surface dryness. So you don't want to do that. You want to be able to wash your face, to cleanse your face, to hydrate it with oil-free moisturizers, and to exfoliate your skin at least every other day, to really keep your pores clean and your oil at bay. All right, so again, the extra oil that our skin secretes is to protect our skin, you know what I mean? So you don't want to get rid of it. You want to be able to control it. You want to be able to have a skincare regimen that's actually helping your skin and not making it worse, because once you strip your skin and irritate it, that means you've messed with the skin's natural pH level, which is acidic in nature, and that's what actually helps to keep any foreign bacteria from your skin. Okay, so once you've messed with that, then you pretty much have messed with your skin's pH. So you're really making more harm than good. So in my next video, I'm actually going to get into, it's going to be all about recommendations and what products you should look for, and also what ingredients you should look for. Okay, see you later.